Hey, Front Row Promotions. Lisa in the house. How are you doing today? And Kandi onto my right side of the screen. Hi, Kandi. How are you? And then
Hotter than hell. Hotter than hell. How are
it
you?
is. Yes, it's hot. I'm about ready to put the air conditioning on. If I put the fan on, you won't be able to hear me, so the AC will work pretty good. Let's welcome our guest, Adam Pearce. Welcome to the show.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for
Yay.
having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for being
Glad
here.
to have you. Now,
Yeah.
Kandi, I got to fix it. You go right ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So Lisa's just going to fix the YouTube channel here and the Facebook channel as well real quick. So Adam, while she's doing that, we were talking a little bit off the air. And I was telling you a story about how I had to do a double take thinking that we had WWE's Adam Pearce on the show. So you're telling me that there's a story that you have with the Adam Pearce. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, scrap iron Adam Pearce. It looks completely different from me, but all the whole time I was growing, when I was growing up, you Google your name, and he was always the most famous Adam Pearce. So it's like this, this big bald dude.
Oh no.
Scrap iron Adam Pearce. But long story short, he actually follows my YouTube channel and he likes my music and everything, and he reached out to me and he said, "Look, dude, I'd never spoken to him or anything." Yeah, there you go. That's him. He reached out to me. He said, "Hey, man, look, I know we never talked before, but I follow your channel. I really like what you do." He says, "I have a favor to ask you." He says, "Would you help me write a song for my wife for our anniversary, like 12th anniversary or something like that?"
Get out.
He says, "I have no musical talent, but I have some poetry written." And
Aww.
I mean, I was reading it and I was like, that's something I've never done before. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, let's go for it. I was like, this will be fun. I said it'll force me to collaborate with someone else. It'll force me to write differently and think differently. So we did it. He sent me his like lyrics. So I mean, it was really just poetry, and I sat down with it, and like overnight I came up with the song, and I didn't change a single line of what he wrote. I didn't even change the structure. I kept it exactly how he wrote it, and I built the song around it. I built the music around it. And it is actually on my YouTube channel. It's called Only You and I. And I released it, I think, the day before their anniversary or maybe on their anniversary. So if you go watch the YouTube video, it's me explaining it. This is for Adam Pearce, the wrestler's wife, Sarah Pearce, I believe is her name.
So cool.
So I co-wrote a song with Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, the wrestler. He's an official, I believe, for WWE.
Yeah, he is.
Super nice guy, just the coolest. I've never met him in person, but I talked to him a lot over the course of doing it, and it's pretty random, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Not that long ago, maybe 6 to 8 months ago.
Oh wow!
Really wasn't that long ago.
That's really cool.
It's probably a year ago. I think it might have been last summer. Okay. But yeah. So it's on there, and I'm actually doing a full. I love the song. Like it came out. Like I'm not just like, oh, this is cute. This came out cute. Like I genuinely think it came out great, and I'm recording a full studio version of it. I will be releasing that. So
that is really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty
very,
cool story.
Very cool. Are you still in touch with him? Like, have you spoken to him since, or?
He reached out to me maybe about 3 weeks ago, just thanking me again. He was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know I still really appreciate it," and
That's so cool.
and we chatted a little bit, but I told him that I was working on a studio version, and he would be the first to hear it once it's done. So
yeah, oh, that's amazing. What a cool story.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. He did a great job. Like what he wrote, there was nothing like there was nothing cheesy about. Like it was legit. I didn't think at all like, oh man, I really need to doctor this up. Like it was great. It was good. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I never really even met the guy, and it was like, man, these are great lyrics. So that was cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, because you see him on screen, and he's a total dickhead sometimes.
Yeah, right.
So to hear what they're like, behind all that, I mean, that's really cool because you see Adam on TV every single week. So that's kind of cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, for sure. It's a cool story.
That's awesome. Well, so again, you're here on Front Row Promotions. We're here to have a good time. We want to know more about you. So tell us more about the musician Adam Pearce and not the official Adam Pearce.
Yeah, not the wrestler. I am a New Orleans musician. I play guitar and I sing. I was on The Voice about 5 years ago. That was a really big boost in my career.
I saw that when I was looking through your post there, and I'm like, oh, tell us all about that.
Yeah. So that was over 5 years ago. I can't believe how fast that moved. But
wow.
So the whole voice thing, where do I begin? I was never even trying to be on The Voice. That wasn't something that I was aspiring to be, was a voice contestant. But they reached out to me and they found me online. They have recruiters that they found me online and they said, we want you to come audition for us. You get to skip the first round of auditions and come straight to what they call the I don't know, maybe they call it the executive auditions. So like when you see like the arenas with like 20,000 people in it, trying to sing, like I didn't do that. I didn't have to do that. I would say most of the people that make it on the show go through what I went through. So recruiters find us if we have somewhat of an online presence. They'll reach out to us and invite us to an audition. And it was in New Orleans. I live in New Orleans, and they were like, yeah, we're going to be here, such and such. Like, we'd love for you to come out. I'm like, it fell in my lap. It's 8 minutes from my house. Like, it'd be stupid to not go and do this. Like,
yeah,
I never like wanted to be on The Voice, but I'm like, this could be huge. So I went. It was still a lot of people. There's still a lot of people that they weed out at this stage. So even though it's the second round, there was still, a couple hundred people, if not more, there. So we're in a room. And you can hear. There's just one little flimsy door between us and the people auditioning us. We're all just sitting in a room, and you can hear the people auditioning in front of us, and they get through about 30 seconds of a song tops, and the people go, all right, thank you, next please, and they just cut them off.
Oh my God.
It's like, so you can hear everybody on the chopping block in front of you, just boom, 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 getting cut off. So it's like, all right. So I went in there and I sang Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. And I made it through the entire song. And I was like, well,
that. Now I remember that now. Yes, I did see that.
No, you didn't see that. That wasn't live. I'm still in the audition process. You're thinking of someone else.
I remember. I must be thinking of someone else. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, you're thinking of it. I never got to sing Zeppelin on the show. This is still like, I am still several steps away from making it on TV. This is just the first step. But they let me make it through the I'm not singing for any like the celebrities or anything. This is just like producers and stuff or talent scouts.
Okay. Yeah.
But I made it through the song, and then they're like, all right, let's hear another one. And I'm like, well, that's a good sign. So I sang like 2 more songs, and they're like, all right, we're going to take you back and ask you a bunch of questions. And they took me out and they interviewed me, asked me a bunch of questions, and they said, we'll let you know if we're going to fly you out to LA in a month or so. I'm like,
oh my God. You're like, yes.
So about a month later, they called me and they're like, hey, you're coming to LA. And I'm like, all right. So you go to LA and they're still cutting people. When I got to LA, there was probably about 200 people. They whittled it down to about 200 people, and they cut that in half.
Oh my God!
You have to go audition in front of like the big producers. So they I did that. I went and auditioned for that. They give you a song to sing, and they cut that in half, and they're like, all right, so you get to do a blind audition on TV. So
wow.
Next thing I knew, I was on TV,
That is
cool. And even if you make it to that, you're not guaranteed to make it on TV, because if the teams fill up before you get a chance to audition. So you want to be early.
Yeah.
You don't want to be too late, because if the teams fill up, then it's like, all right, try again next year.
Oh no. So it's a lot of people, and then you just got to make sure that you get in the door, get in there early, and then you got your place in there. Wow. There's
a lot to it. That's a total crapshoot. And I've had probably half a dozen people call and ask me to give them advice and help. They're, hey man, I'm going to audition for The Voice. I got invited to go audition for The Voice. So like, can you give us any advice? Can you tell us what to do? And one of the big things I tell them is like, don't be upset if you don't make it.
Right.
So much of it is a crapshoot. Like they have quotas to fill. They're like, hey, we need 3, we need 3 female R&B singers,
Oh,
we
okay.
want a rock and roll. We want some country guys, and it might not be your time. So I tell people like, don't get discouraged if you don't get picked. It doesn't mean you're a bad singer.
Right.
So much of it is roll of the dice, and I just kind of lucked up, so it was cool. It was really cool experience.
That is cool.
That's really cool.
Who were the judges on there at the time you were on?
Adam Levine and Blake were still on it.
Okay.
I think Blake just left.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show, to be honest with you.
I watch it from time to time, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not bashing it. It's just not my thing. Miley Cyrus and Jennifer Hudson. I didn't know who Jennifer Hudson was when I went on the show.
Okay.
I'm like, she looks kind of familiar. I'm not sure who that is, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. There was more people like me than you would think. Like people that were just kind of like, yeah, all right, let's do this. This is cool,
Yeah.
But the show treated me great. I have nothing bad to say about them. It was an awesome experience. They treated us great. It was super fun. All the celebrities were super nice to us. It was great.
That's really cool. That's
That's awesome.
If you look at it that way, like you're having a good time. If I make it, I make it. This is great, but like you said, don't get upset about it. Just, take it with a grain of salt and just move on. But if you make it, hey, that's great as well,
Yeah.
It's super
No,
cool.
it was cool. It was cool. I got a lot of publicity from it.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Now, how long have you been a musician? Like, when did you start?
I got a guitar when I was 18 instead of a class ring. And I was trying to impress a girl that I liked. And I'm married to that girl now, so that it worked.
So
I know, it's so cute.
Oh.
Turns out she's not even into musicians, which is probably a good thing. She likes me for me. The whole musician thing, she's like, I couldn't care less about that.
That's so cool.
But
What's your wife's name? What is her name?
Elise.
Elise.
That is so awesome. Hi, Elise. If you're tuned in.
Hi
She's
there.
not. She's watching TV. She's watching Netflix. she's on the couch in the house. She might watch us later though.
Right.
But and not just that. Like I fell in love with it. I was at that that transition point in your life. I finished high school. I'm like figuring out what I want to do the rest of my life. It's like I'm gonna go to college. College was just kind of like going through the motions for me. I'm like, I'm not really into this. I wanted to be a musician, like hardcore. And I practice all the time. And I started late, relatively speaking. I picked up a guitar at 18 years old. That's really late for a musician.
Yeah.
But I was super serious. I was more serious than anybody believed that I was, which I don't blame them for not thinking, because it does sound like kind of like you're just kind of on a trend or a little fad. But I was super serious about it, and here I am 20 years later. I'm still super serious about it.
That's cool. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your passion.
And I didn't even know that I could sing for the first few years of playing guitar. I used to audition singers and stuff to be in my band.
Aww.
And it wasn't later that I figured out, I can sing this myself. And obviously that's worked out.
I know when I watched some of and that's how I saw you on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, that voice and the guitar. Oh my, yes, you're coming to Front Row Promotions.
Well, thank you.
You gotta get in here.
The acoustic channel thing I started during the lockdown, so that forced me. I was just sitting there one day, and I was like, "There's no excuse why I can't start doing this." And I didn't know where to begin, but I just started moving the furniture in my house and setting up cameras. And like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm sure much like you with this podcast, I'm going to figure it out one step at a time.
Absolutely.
In my first videos, you know, people comment on my early videos and they're just like, man, this sounds amazing. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, you think so? But whatever.
You know? I mean, like I said, you got that voice. And it's like, wow. And on the voice, they saw that you had something too. That's why they said, play another song, go back to the back and talk to people, because they see, you know, you're talented. You're very talented. And I wanted you here. Yeah. So you got to, we want to hear all about you. Yes.
Well, I do appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So talk about like the early influences then, Adam. Like who inspired you to even do this?
Oh man, my biggest, you mean like musician wise or like local, like people that I know personally?
I mean, let's go both ways. Like, you mean musician wise, like who are the musical influences, but maybe was there somebody in your personal life besides your wife now that inspired you to do this? Yeah, well, she indirectly inspired me. She inspired me. She didn't even know she was inspiring me. She was dating some other guy, and I'm like, I'm cooler than this guy. I got to prove it. She didn't even know.
Oh.
And then when she found out, it was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I get it, you know. I think she's attracted to how serious and how passionate I am about it. Not necessarily the whole like rock star thing. Like that's not, you know, she doesn't.
That's not not into.
But musicians, so hands down, my biggest influence was Chris Cornell.
Okay.
No. Yeah, Cornell. My early stuff, I would mimic Chris Cornell, and I would try to sing just like him, you know. So my really early stuff, I sounded like a less talented Chris Cornell, trying to sing, and it took me a while to kind of develop my own thing. And I'm still working on that. But so I discovered Audio Slave before I discovered Soundgarden or anything else.
Okay.
So I found him through Audio Slave because I was from a small town, and really the only thing you had to listen to was like the radio.
Yeah.
And Audio Slave was playing. They had a couple hits on like, you know, top 40 radio, and you know that's how I discovered it. I was like, man, this is cool, and you know, went on. I don't know, was that Napster at the time? Probably tried to illegally download some of their songs. I don't even remember how long ago that was.
Oh, yeah. That they had an issue with all that. Yeah.
But definitely Chris Cornell, Soundgarden. I was a big Alter Bridge fan. Mark Tremonti.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That first Audio Slave's first album and Alter Bridge's first album were like staple albums in my career. Shinedown's first album I loved so much. That was a huge album for me. I didn't really gravitate to the classic rock scene until I was in a band for several years. You know, it probably wasn't until my mid-20s that I started getting into all the classic rock that I'm really into now. Led Zeppelin's like my favorite rock band of all time. I'm in a Led Zeppelin tribute. Robert Plant is another huge influence of mine. Deep Purple. I love Ian Gillan. I love the David Coverdale years of Deep Purple. Ronnie James Dio, obviously all that. Big Skynyrd fan. Big Allman Brothers fan. People tell me I look like Greg Allman sometimes.
Okay.
So I can kind of see it, but yes, I mean, the more I became a musician, the more I gravitated to rock and roll, and the more I got into classic rock and roll. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
I do think that was like a golden era of music. You know, the 70s, 60s, and 70s kind of stuff. Like that was some really cool stuff came out then.
Yeah, for sure. How about
Awesome.
your concert experience? Can you talk about that?
What's that?
Your first concert experience. Who did you see first live in concert?
Oh man.
And how old were you? Yeah.
I think I was under 10. I was probably 8 or 9, and it was Toby Keith.
Oh wow.
Oh, sweet.
I think from what I can remember, I'm pretty sure it was Toby Keith. It was at the Grand Ole Opry, I think.
That is so
My
cool.
my family my family took us all to Tennessee. That was like a big vacation for us.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, I think that was it. I think I went to see him.
Nashville,
I grew up on country music, really. It's
that's
kind of
like home
funny.
away from home for me. I love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Toby Keith. I don't know. People probably don't expect to hear that answer whenever, but yeah, I grew up on country music. My mom listened to country music, and my dad listened to oldies. So that's what I heard a lot of growing up.
Oh, yeah. I grew up on country myself, and then at 12 years old, I went to an Alice Cooper concert, and ever since then, I've been rock and roll. So I
Yep.
still like country, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in the 90s, so it was all about like pop for me. So like Backstreet Boys, which was my first concert. And then my parents showed me a Kiss album. They played it in the house, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I went from Backstreet Boys to Kiss. There was nothing in between.
Yeah.
And from there on, it was like Kiss and just about every other rock band you can imagine. Those are my favorites. They're all my favorites.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is cool. I mean, that's how it works. And I still love all that old country. I still have a lot of respect for all, a lot of those old country musicians.
Yes.
But rock and roll is where it's at, man. That's where I'm at. That's where my heart lies. And
that's it. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I don't, really, really like other. I love Motown, and I love, I even love some disco and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's rock and roll at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I love disco. Disco's cool. It's easy to dance to, and I ain't a good dancer.
The Bee Gees, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, geez. That's so cool. So I love hearing about everybody's like musical backgrounds and what they're into. Like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I've gotten pressure. I wouldn't say pressure, but I've gotten, advice to like jump on this whole like kind of bro country bandwagon thing that's taken over America because, I really love Chris Stapleton, and I do a handful of his covers on my channel, and I can sing him well. And but that's really the only country I dive into, and people hear that, they're like, man, you should go country. Like, you should consider going country. And I'm like, when I sit down and I write music, country music isn't what comes out of me. There's a southern rock element. I can write like a southern rock song, and it can have country elements because, I'm a redneck, at heart kind of. But I don't write country music. I write rock and roll song. I write heavy riffs, and when I sat down, I'm working on a whole new list of originals right now, and I sat down, and what came out of me, I'm just like, man, I'm not country. It just doesn't. That ain't it.
It's not gonna be where you are. Yeah.
Right. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So what do you have coming up? Do you have a new album or?
So shortly after The Voice, immediately after The Voice, I started working on an album, and I put that out a year later. But that was 4 years ago now. It's called Warbird, and it's on Spotify and Amazon, and I'm really proud of it. I think it sounds great. But I just started working on a new set of originals. I'm probably not going to do albums anymore.
Okay.
Which is sad because I love albums, but nobody wants albums. Aww. Nobody buys CDs anymore. Most people don't even have CD players anymore.
I do. I'm still old fashioned.
I do too. But the reality of it is, I'm releasing.
I have a CD player. It's called a DVD player.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. It's in my computer too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I plan on doing is I'm going to release probably a new original every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And it's just going to be singles, and that's going to be indefinite. That's going to be indefinite. I'm going to just keep. I mean, my guys have been coming over. We've got 7 songs that we've recorded and we're working on right now. I'll be releasing hopefully one this month. Maybe I'll release it on my birthday. My birthday is the 23rd. Hey. That's what I'm going to shoot for. So this podcast will be. We're not going to announce that. I'm going to shoot for the 23rd.
Awesome.
That'll be my first release since my last album 4.5 years ago.
Oh, see, there you go. That's perfect. I love that. Yeah.
And it's a lot less stress than putting together an album. An album is it's so much work because you got to prepare, whatever, 6 to 10 songs, and you
Mhm.
build it up and you work on it like nonstop for a year or 2 years or 5 years. And then you build it all up and you throw it out there and it just kind of, it's like, oh, people listen and that's it. Where it's like, I feel like if I'm releasing an original every 6 weeks, it's like it stays kind of like people will listen and it gets their attention, and then in another 4 to 6 weeks it's something
It's
new,
fresh. It's
and
new.
it kind of stays on their radar, as opposed to like this all of a sudden this big release that takes so much time and money and so much pressure. So
Yes.
silver lining, I'm looking at the silver lining for not putting out an album, but I will miss putting out albums.
Right. I understand how you feel.
Gotcha. Lisa, I'm just going to go to the board here for a quick second. My mom is tuned in.
Oh, yes.
And I got to tell you guys something about my mom. For those of you that don't know, those of you that are watching, my mom actually sponsored us, Lisa and I, on the show to be in Nashville this past March for Rocket Pod. So that was really cool. That meant a lot. So thank you.
Yes.
Mom.
Thank you so much, Mom.
And by the way, when did you buy the turntable, Mom? You said you just bought a turntable. When did you buy that? Because I had no idea. I just talked to you today and I didn't know. That's really cool.
I have one. I just haven't played it. I got so many albums. So many.
I've spun this one. It's been a while since I've spun this one.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh. She said yesterday on Amazon.
Oh, on Amazon today. Gotcha. Okay.
Ah. But I have the picture discs like Bon Jovi and Def Leppard. I went crazy on was it YouTube? It's my favorite store.
On YouTube?
A little crazy. Huh?
Did you just say YouTube was your favorite store?
YouTube, one of my favorites. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can find some good deals on there. The picture disc, I don't play them, but it's like, oh, look, this is unreal. You never find this. This is a good find.
Now, do you have a vinyl collection, Adam?
No. My last album, I considered it for a little bit. They're expensive to print.
Yeah.
And I'm still traveling around in my, Toyota Corolla playing gigs. I love doing it. But so I want to say it would have cost me like $2,000 to print like 200 vinyl.
And how about in your personal collection? Like, do you have any?
No, I don't. I've never gotten into it. Maybe one day. I have kind of a limited living space. My wife and I live in a pretty small house, and I just don't know where I don't know where I'd put that, to be honest. But it does seem like something cool that I'd want to get into one day. But I play at a it's a record shop. It's called Black Coffee Records in Marshall, Texas. And yeah, it's really cool. They just opened. Well, they opened a little over a year ago. And I play there, and when I go in there, I'm like, that's super cool. He's got all these like swanky couches set up where you can just sit down and listen to records. And it reminds me of a time that I shouldn't say reminds me. It shows me a time that I never lived through, where people actually like sat down and made time to listen to music.
Yeah.
As opposed to now, it's always passive. It's
right.
Like to sit down on the couch with, drink a beer, smoke a joint or whatever, and like listen to a record. Like that's what people used to do. And that's pretty cool. I kind of wish I would have lived in that time a little bit,
Keeps me
like
grounded.
So much more of appreciation. Yeah.
Keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
That's what I do a lot of times to offset anxiety attacks. I just put my music on. I just sit back and listen, and I just focus on that.
Put the headphones on and just yeah.
Yeah, that's probably good for your brain, because we get bombarded with so much stuff that reinforces our ADHD, the social media and all that. That increases anxiety and all that. So to be able to sit down and just like focus on just a record or songs or one album, it's probably really good for your brain. I'm not a neuroscientist or anything.
I'm the type of person that if I'm sitting down listening to music and my mind just drifts elsewhere, I will turn the song back on because I
Yeah.
didn't appreciate it enough.
You forgot to listen? Yeah. I've done that before in the car. You're like, oh man, I forgot to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a song on yesterday. We have an Alexa, and sometimes it's like, oh, I better watch because she hears her name, she'll come back on.
Yeah.
But this is a really weird thing about Alexa. I think, Kandi, I was talking to you, and I didn't say Alexa, I didn't say anything, and that thing started talking in our conversation. Was that you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
I mean, not during our conversation, but you were telling me about it. Like you were
Okay.
you're doing something random. You didn't even say her name, and then she started talking. I forget what
Yeah.
it was, but it was the most random
Peanut butter, something. Yeah. Like, what in the world? I didn't say anything. I didn't call you to turn on. What's going on?
Yeah. Sometimes Iris will go just randomly. Like my wife and I will be having a conversation, and she'll go, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear that." We're like, "Bitch, no one's talking to you. Like, stop being creepy." That's creep. Like, no one said your name. No one said your name. No one. It's totally creepy. Like Jeff Bezos is over there. Like, what are they talking about? Like, he's listening. What can I target sell you? You know. And when you talk about something, and the next day you see ads pop up on your Facebook, you're like, that's creepy.
Because they do listen to you. All these smartphones.
I've heard of people telling her to go F herself, and then instead of turning blue, she'll turn red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mean to mine, man. If there's ever an AI uprising, I'm one of the first ones to go. I know it. Because I'm an asshole to her sometimes. She doesn't listen.
Oh no.
So she
listens when you don't want her to, and when you want her to, she doesn't.
Oh yeah. She's taking notes, man. She's gonna remember. I'm the first one whenever the Terminators, when Skynet rises up. Yep. A bomb straight from my house.
Right to atoms. There you go.
Yep.
Funny.
Oh well.
Lisa,
what do you think? Suri too.
What do you think about some fun questions? Since we're already on the fun side of things.
Yeah, we can do that now, and we can play a video, whatever you want to do.
Sure.
Okay, let's do the fun questions, and we'll hit the video.
All right. Adam, honest answer only.
Okay.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
I lost it.
There's a running
joke. You thought I'd be a Pepsi? Pepsi's too sweet.
I love the sweetness.
Yeah.
This is
Coke is bland. Yeah.
The only Pepsi product I will drink right here.
Mountain Dew. Ooh.
I can't tell you the last time I've had one of those.
No.
But specifically, I don't know if you guys can see that.
Baja Blast.
I thought Baja Blast was red.
Mm-mm.
No, that's like Code Red or something, isn't it?
That's Code Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, another question. So if you were stranded on a deserted island, Adam, what 5 items would you want to bring with you?
Well, I would probably bring a satellite phone, first of all. Can I bring like a tanker of water?
Yeah.
Do I have to like carry it on me, or can I just
I don't know.
A 20-gallon jug of water?
Like, say you just got off a Gilligan boat and you can't get back and you're stuck. So what things did you have with you?
Well, the satellite phone would be the most useful, right? So I wouldn't be stuck there anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of a cheat answer. I would bring a really good fishing setup.
You gotta
like
eat.
A good rod with a lot of bait.
Gotta get some fish.
I'd probably bring a bunch of canvas because you can make a lot of shelter with canvas tarps and everything.
That's true.
Last item. Last item. Something on a deserted island. Maybe I guess a bow. Probably a bow and a quiver of arrows.
There you go.
I mean,
Nice.
well, if I got sick of eating fish, is there wild game on this island, or is it like just me and a little island? Is it like, are there boars and like birds and stuff on this island? Like,
No, it's just you.
that matters.
Yeah, just you.
Let's scratch the bow. I'd probably bring like some penicillin or something in case I got wounded. You know, like because you can like die. You can like die. You can die from like a tooth infection out there or something like. So yeah.
That's the way. You mentioned Gilligan's. If that was me getting off that boat, I'd want a coconut radio that like doubles as a bra or something. I don't know.
Well, you know what? This is an easy one. Let's take away the antibiotics or take away any of them. I would definitely bring sunblock because I'm a redhead. I would die from skin cancer in a week if I were out in the sun.
Oh.
And couldn't shade myself. So yeah. SPF 2000 sunblock.
Yeah, do you have a lot of freckles? I have a lot of freckles, but
I don't have freckles. I really don't have freckles. I'm a redhead that doesn't have many freckles. I have none on my face.
Isn't that cool? I got plenty all over, but
and I have brown eyes instead of blue eyes, if you can see.
That's right.
Which is odd. Yeah, which is odd for a redhead.
Right, because normally
just
you
like
have
Sami Zayn, for crying out loud. Jesus.
Yeah, the fiery red hair and the freckles and the bright blue eyes.
Isn't there a wrestler like that, like Sheamus? Doesn't he have the red and the blue?
I've heard of him. Yeah, that's a super.
Adam doesn't look like Sheamus. He looks like
that's a super ginger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a watered down ginger, and the reason is I'm more like Scandinavian descent than like Irish and Scottish.
Oh, okay.
So I tell people.
I mean, I think Adam looks like Sami Zayn, to be honest. Seriously.
I tell people that I'm so I have like the kind of the Viking look, but without the size. I'm a miniature Viking.
Okay.
Because Vikings are like 6'4", and I'm not that.
Is that the wrestler?
I don't see it, but I don't think anyone ever sees it when someone shows them their
somebody else says that. Yeah.
No one ever's like, yeah, I can see it.
It's a resemblance. It's a touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sammy, I think, has brown eyes too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, he's got brown eyes. Anyway, enough of that. Lisa, how about you ask your favorite question?
Okay. So, if you're in a hot tub time machine and you're setting the dial, where are you gonna go?
Well, go take out Hitler, right? With that,
there you go. That's one. Yeah.
Go take out Hitler and Stalin and Mao, all those dictators that like committed mass genocide. But I'll be honest, they probably just would have been somebody that popped up in their place. Where would I go? Huh?
Backwards or forwards?
I'd probably go backwards, man. I'd probably go back to the 70s and get a record collection and just go watch all the good bands. I'd go see Led Zeppelin and the Doors and stuff.
Yes, for the first time. Yeah. When they first come out. Yep.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I probably wouldn't try to do any like world changing stuff because I'd be afraid of just messing something up more. You know, like go back and kill Hitler and then then you come back and like now the whole world's German. Like, what did I do? Like somebody else took over who was more effective, and you know.
Oh no!
I'd be scared of that stuff. I'd be scared of that.
It was funny. We have our friend Martin Motnick who's plays bass for Accept. And we had him on the show several times. We asked him that question once, and he said, well, I would go forward to next Saturday, get the lotto numbers, the winners, and then I would go back and play those numbers.
There you go. That's the smart thing.
I'm like, that is so fucking funny.
Powerball numbers.
Adam, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Oof.
Woo!
I haven't had a Klondike bar in probably 15 years. I don't even remember the last time. So,
No, it's been such
you
a
know,
long time since I've seen
the honest, unfun answer is probably not much. I'd probably like you'd have to give it to me. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even pay for it.
So you would steal
You know?
it. You would steal
Like,
for a Klondike
what
bar.
would you do for a Klondike bar? I suppose I would open the wrapper and eat it if someone handed me one. That's about it. That's about it. And I know that's not. You said to be honest.
Yeah,
You said
that was
answer
one.
honestly.
What would you do
So-
for a Snickers bar?
Probably the same thing. I'm not a big candy person.
No.
But y'all want
Okay,
to?
fine.
If y'all want me to be, if y'all want me to have a funnier answer, I could be like, I don't know, I'd fight a gorilla or something.
Oh.
Like, is that what?
That,
Like,
that's
I would-
probably what she wants to hear.
I would, yeah. I would fist fight. I'd fist fight a Wolverine. There you go.
That's funny.
Now, what's on your bucket list? Like of things that you haven't done, you want to do, and it's something that you want to do.
I don't think I've ever sat down and made a bucket list, but I could probably think of some stuff. I think it'd be cool to scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef.
That's quite fun.
Yeah, I would love to. I've yet to go to Europe. I wanted to go do like an extensive tour of Europe, and
That would be cool.
I want to go to Japan. Really want to go to Japan.
Nice.
I want to go try like some of like the best sushi in the world in Japan. That'd be a good one.
Awesome.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with like music stuff. Like I would love to be on tour in Europe and being able to like, get paid to go do all these things. Go play like sold out concert. Sell out Wembley Stadium. That's a big one.
Nice.
There you go.
That's
That one should be easy.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
I don't know.
Listen,
I've never really sat down and thought about a bucket list. I suppose I need to. That'd probably be a good
I
good
thought
exercise
you
for me.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa,
Well-
keep it going.
Yeah, I was thinking about how about let's play a video so we could show everybody how good you are with that voice and that guitar. So,
Well,
do you
appreciate it.
have a certain song you want me to play?
Well, why don't you do the Scrap Iron Adam Pearce song? That would be interesting.
Okay, let me find
The one
it.
that I co-wrote with the wrestler.
Okay.
That is so
It's-
cool.
It's called Only You and I.
Only. Oh, here it is. Wait a minute. No, it ain't.
So you've never met Adam in person, huh?
I have not. No.
Only You and I. Okay. one
Only
minute.
You and I. You can search my channel for it, or if you type in Adam Pearce, Only You and I, it'll.
Maybe I should do that. I got you on here, but I'll do it.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce music. Only You and I. Okay.
God, it is ridiculously hot in here.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Y'all are in Maryland?
Yeah.
I'm in
Oh
Toronto.
no, she's in Canada.
I'm in
yeah.
Toronto, Canada.
I don't want to hear about the heat. I'm in southern Louisiana, all right?
Oh,
Don't be complaining.
I don't do well with the heat, to be honest.
I suck at cold.
Don't.
I am an absolute
It comes
pansy
difficult for
in
me
the
to breathe.
cold.
That's why I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
love warm weather, but when it becomes humid, that's a problem.
Well, don't move to New Orleans because
I
it
won't.
is brutally humid in the summer.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. No, I can't do the.
Y'all, today is a very
I mean, I can be
unique-
out in the sun for an hour and I burn to a crisp. It's crazy.
here we
Welcome
go.
back, y'all. Today is a very unique video. Let me explain how I co-wrote this song with
Lisa, pick the camera up a bit.
It's confusing,
All right, hold on.
but hear me out. So
I gotta
for as
unplug
long as I
something.
can remember, anytime I Googled the name Adam Pearce, there was a famous wrestler, Scrap Iron Adam Pearce.
Is that
would
good?
Pop up.
All right.
You can Google it yourself. Fast forward to now, he is now a WWE official, and he actually follows my channel and he enjoys my music and what I do. So he reached out to me a few months back, and he said, "Hey, man, I was wondering if you would help me put together a song for my wife, Sarah, for their 20th anniversary."
20th. I was wrong. I said 12.
He wrote the poetry, and he sent them to me, and I just made the melody and all the guitar work, obviously. I have not changed a single lyric in this song. So this is for Adam Pearce and his wife, Sarah Pearce, for their 20th anniversary. And I hope you enjoy what we came up with here.
By Adam Pearce.
You can't hardly hear that.
Your silhouette beneath the purple sky never could have been that you and I would share this home and be that road. Only you and I. Now I'm looking back at the times we cried, smile at the times we tried. I keep on looking back at your silhouette beneath the crying sky. Damp and cold and wet, praying you realize that you are my heart, right from the start. Now, baby, try those No more looking back, no more why we are. Happy we've come so far. I still just want to look At your silhouette beneath that purple sky. Never could have been that you and I would share this love and the virtues only you and I. Yeah. Only you and
Nice.
Oh my Lord.
I love it.
Anniversary, Sarah and Adam Pearce. Thanks for giving me such a cool opportunity, Adam. For everyone else, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Till next time.
What? There we go.
Very, very cool.
I love that. Oh my Lord. Yes. See that voice? Hear that voice? See what I mean? Oh my Lord. I was listening to a lot of the songs that you had played on. There's so many you have, and I'm scanning through. And I mean, you even did an AC/DC song.
Oh, I've got a handful of AC/DC songs in there.
Wow. I mean, I'm blown away.
I did an AC/DC party with Adam Levine and the guys from Maroon 5 shortly after the voice. He invited me up to sing for their annual Halloween party. They do a different band. They cover a different band every year, and they always have like some big celebrity singer, so that's why it's weird. Like for me, it's like Sammy Hagar, Brandon Boyd of Incubus, and then me. But we did AC/DC that year, and it was pretty cool. There's videos of it. It was Halloween, and he wanted to dress up. We were dressing up as women for Halloween.
Oh, that's so,
So,
cute.
and we
Oh,
had like skull faces on, so we were like skeleton women. I don't know what it was, but
yeah.
we're in Adam Levine's house, and his wife, the Victoria's Secret supermodel Bahati, we're in her closet digging through her dresses, trying on her dresses and stuff,
Oh,
like
my Lord.
stretching them out and stuff. Like it's probably $500 dresses, $2,000 dresses.
Oh, shoot.
But there's a video of me. You can YouTube it. It's me singing on stage with Sammy Hagar. I'm wearing a black dress. We're singing AC/DC. It's pretty cool. Just check out Adam Pearce, Sammy Hagar, or Adam Pearce Maroon 5 Halloween Party, something. You'll find it. You don't have to do it now. I'm just saying.
Right, but you just give the
check it out,
keywords to follow to find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. All
Yeah,
right,
it was
so
pretty wild.
We're starting to run out of time. So you mentioned earlier you're going to release some songs. So tell us again how that's going to work out and what the fans have to expect.
So my plan is I will release probably the song. I'll obviously send it out to all the digital retailers, or now it's streaming services. It's not even retailers.
Yeah.
So like it'll be available on Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music, and I'll probably do like a lyric video, like a good lyric video to go along with the actual recording, and then I'll do an acoustic performance of it.
Awesome. Cannot
And
wait to see it.
and I hope to keep it. My goal is to use original music is always the ultimate goal of mine. It's just so much harder to break into that than covers,
Sure.
Right.
So my goal is to leverage my YouTube channel to promote my original music, because my YouTube channel is doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. People want to hear covers. They want to hear stuff they know. So if I just start incorporating more and more originals,
Right. Yeah.
hopefully that'll grow.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned let's remind everybody the date that you're aiming for to release this next single.
I think I'm gonna shoot for my birthday, June 23rd.
June 23rd.
Yes.
That gives me 22 days. I have a fully ready song to go. I need to just get all the preparation right to release it. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shoot for
it.
23rd.
And you're more than welcome to put anything on our show or on our page, Front Row Promotions.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yes.
do.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome.
So as we wrap things up, Lisa, I'm going to steal a question from you if you don't mind.
No, go right
so-
ahead.
So Adam, if somebody's watching this show tonight and they're just a musician starting out, maybe they want some good solid advice, what would you tell them?
If they want to do what I do, so I make a living playing mostly solo acoustic shows. That allows me to play. I make more money. I don't have to split it with the band. It's easier. I still do full band shows, but I have the ability. So if you're a starting out musician, if you don't know an instrument, please learn an instrument and be able to perform and sing on your own. That is huge, to be able to do stuff by yourself. I'd say that the second thing is learn how to sell yourself, learn how to promote yourself, learn how to sell yourself. Don't be afraid to cold call bars and clubs and venues. It's super awkward. Nobody likes to cold call places. It sucks, but get over it. Like, do it. After you do it for a while, you get used to it and you don't care anymore. I used to blow up the phones.
Yeah.
Looking for gigs, and I had an elaborate note system because you always got to follow up 4 different times. And so I would tell anybody out there, like, if you can get over, like, if you learn how to promote yourself, you learn how to sell yourself, and you can call these places and pitch yourself, like, that's going to give you a leg up on so many other musicians that aren't willing to do that.
That's right.
And that's just that's the reality. Like, people at the local level, which is still where I am, I'm a local musician. They're always looking for like booking agents or managers or stuff to like take them and show them. Like, that doesn't exist at our levels. It just doesn't exist. And I'm not saying I'm not saying you can't find a friend who gives you some good managerial advice, or your mom or your dad. I'm not saying that, but if you're looking for that person to come along and like boost you, like, stop, learn how to do it yourself. The only time those people show up is after you're already big.
Yes. And then they can manage all of the good places. And that way
but
you're
then there's
busy,
actually
and then
something
they
to
can-
manage.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not going to find a booking agent that's going to bust ass to try to book you gigs for $300.
Yeah.
And he takes 10%.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I mean, you might find it every once in a while, but it's not going to keep you. It's
Right.
not going to make you a full-time musician. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Absolutely.
get over yourself is the gist of of
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
take yourself too seriously. Get over yourself. Learn how to be a businessman. You can be that and a musician.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Lisa, anything further from you?
I just want to know what is it that you like most about being a musician?
I think in whatever path I chose in life, I would have really would have wanted to be a professional at it. I would have wanted to be really good at it. I enjoy being really good at a craft, and I have a lot of pride in that because it's something money can't buy. Just being able to go into a room and move people, like people that are having a bad day, and bring them an hour or 3 hours of joy and help them forget. Having that ability, or having that, power, for lack of a better word, that's so rewarding. And I would rather play to like 2 people that are just super stoked about what I'm doing than 20,000 that don't care. I like that. Yes. That's when it's like, if I'm in a room full of people that don't care, but there's like one table that's just like, you can tell they're into it. That's like, that gig's going to be awesome for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd prefer 20,000 people be into it, but yeah, to have the ability to bring joy to people like that, and to have a talent like that and a craft that's just so rewarding. And I can't even put that into words. So,
right.
That's so refreshing to hear that, because you hear a lot of stories about musicians, and their goal in life is to sell a lot of records and fill stadiums and arenas and become super, super rich. But to hear that, I mean, because you're talking to a person that lives with depression every single day. And like I said earlier, I mean, I rely on music to get me through it. So when I hear something that moves me, that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for saying that.
I think I probably would have been that guy if we would have had this interview 10 years ago. Your life changes a lot, and especially in your 30s. I probably would have been more that guy that, like, I just want to sell out arenas, and not that I still don't. But the older I get, the more I appreciate the real things, like what I just talked about, like the real beauty behind it and the real reason. I posted something on my Instagram or something a while back, and it was like, I said something like, 26-year-old me wanted to impress people with my music. 36-year-old me wants to move people with my music. And like, my mindset has changed so much as a musician, and what my goals are,
Right.
So
that's awesome.
I like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So I wouldn't say I'm wiser. I'd say I'm slightly less stupid. So that I'm slightly less stupid the older I get. Hopefully I get less stupid the older I get too. So.
All right, well, Adam, we want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for being here and taking some time out of your evening to hang out with us and tell us more about yourself. Sure. And like Lisa said earlier, number 1, you're welcome back anytime. And number 2, anything that you have to share, just post away. That's why we're here.
Put it on our show, on our channel. Absolutely. Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. Just, if I could tell everybody who's listening, so my most active social media is my YouTube. So that's youtube.com/Adam Pearce Music. Mm-hmm. And AdamPearceMusic.com is my website. It needs to be updated. I'll have it updated before June 23rd when I release my new song. So
there you go. I want to see that new song. Yeah. Awesome.
Yep, absolutely. You got it.
All right,
well, so I appreciate y'all.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We're going to go offline. Just stay on for a moment if you don't mind. Lisa, why don't you go ahead and put a bow on it, my dear?
Okay, here we go. Ding!
Adam, thank you so much for being here.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I like the sunglasses. You can't see how tired I am.
Yeah, I like it. It covers
how tired we look,
Ta-doo!
That's the first time I've ever taken
my glasses
off during a show. The glasses always stay on.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to Front Row Promotions. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you, our guest, Adam Pearce. Thank you so much. And Kandi, thank you. And what I always say, support that live music, support music in the making, and support music everywhere. Front Row Promotions. Bye now.